What's up guys, it's Cody B Pyrotechnics, and this is the only rack that I own right here. And also, if you guys know anything about me, then you know I like to joke around. Alright guys, this is officially the mortar rack stash. Now the last time I did one of these was in 2015, and I figured it was time for an update. So, there's so much going on here right now, and to be honest, I don't really know where to start. So I guess we're gonna start with the least of the stuff that I have over in the back here. Let's go ahead and show you my fiberglass tubes. Now these are the fiberglass tubes that I actually pop the bases off, and they are the ones that come in these kits like you see here. Now they're all missing bases here because I actually pop them all off. It makes them a lot easier to store, and then they can be used in racks. And these guys down here that still have the bases on our cardboard, not planning to build a rack with them. What I am gonna do though is use these to just shoot single shells off. So that's why we keep those cardboard ones. I never put anything to waste here. Coming right down, we've got 3 milk crates and a bunch of Excalibur tubes, which I'm planning to build a rack with, but I don't really know where to begin. So if any of you guys have some tips and how to repurpose these things. I know it's a little tough because you gotta cut this base off of here and get that sleeve off somehow. I don't know, if any of you guys know an easier way to do this, let me know. I know a lot of you guys make racks out of the Excalibur tubes, which we actually get a lot of. We probably get 3 or 4 cases of those things a year. Coming on down to some rocket racks. Oh, and then there in the back is a constant reminder for me. This is just a reminder for me. I like to keep it. I could have thrown this away, but I like to keep it because it teaches me that not everything goes as planned. And I just like to keep this thing around instead of throwing it away. Just as a little reminder that no matter how skilled you are in pyro, things can go wrong. So I guess starting in the back here, we got a nice 10-shot rocket rack. And I do my racks a little differently, my rocket racks anyway. And we will talk more about that when we get down there. But I want to show you how I do these rocket racks. So let's take a look at this. What I do is I take 2 boards, and usually they're both the same size, but you can see here on this one, this front plate here is a little smaller than the one in the back. But then if we take a look at the other 10-shot rocket rack that I've got, you'll notice that both plates are the same size. And that would be ideal. For this rack, I was mainly working with scrap wood, so it doesn't really matter. It does the job the same way, it just doesn't look as pretty. These rocket racks I like to do, what I usually do is I shoot screws right through the base on the tube there. And I don't know with the light if you can see it, but I think we got a better example. Let's see if we can find one. This is what I do, and I did this on purpose for this video. Okay, so this I've actually done on purpose. I put the screws on the outside so that I could show you how I do this. So you see I put the screws directly into the tube and I kind of do it like that. The only reason why you're not seeing these screws on these racks is because this plate is usually on the inside, and so you can't see those screws. I like to make them as pretty as possible. I did that one ugly on purpose so that I could show you my technique for these racks. Pretty nice design. I came up with it myself. Most people that do rocket racks do them like this. So I've also got one like this with the rings and everything, double rings. Stick comes up here, goes all the way down to the bottom there. Okay, that's it for rocket racks besides the beast of a rocket rack we've got here. Actually used a way different technique on this one. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, we can't really see down there, but I've actually used screws, and I screwed them into the backboard, and then I've just secured a front plate on there, so you will notice that there are no screws on either side of this beast. And I think this is one of the racks that I am most proud of right here. I can't even remember the shot count on that thing. It's got to be like 15, what is it? Yeah, I think it's 15. So it's actually pretty heavy too. All right. Covered the rocket racks. Let me just get these moved out of the way here. Just so you guys know, this is going to be a very long video, so I apologize for that. Okay, where do we start? I guess we'll start down here with the bigger ones. Right here I've got a 36 shot rack. This is one of the first racks I've ever built. And I've designed this off of my 18 shot model, which is something I came up with. And I've got the dimensions. I'm gonna include a picture of those. You know, let's actually, before we get into these big guys, let's talk about the sleeves. So the 18 shot sleeves, which you're seeing right here, are single racks. They don't have handles on them. No, nothing on the side there. We've got another one up there. So what I do here is, the shot count is 18. So I've got three 18 shot sleeves here. And basically what I do is I use this model for mainly all my racks. I like the 18 because I usually only use racks when I'm doing finales. I don't usually use them in shows unless I'm doing the angled ones. So typically these angled ones here are going to be used in shows, whereas the 18 sleeves and the doubled up 18 sleeves here are mainly for finales. And I'm going to include the dimensions of the 18 shotter right here. We're going to put a picture right there for just one moment. If you guys want to pause it, you can. Alright, we're not going to waste too much time. Coming on up, we've got a nice 15-inch long DR11 consumer tube here. These are the 175, but they're 15 inches. I like to have some 15-inch tubes in case I'm hand firing it. It actually sends them up a little higher too. Then we've got a 6-shot DR9 rack. So believe it or not, I don't know if you can tell on camera here, but the bore size is actually slightly smaller on the DR9s. And these particular tubes, the DR9s, are perfect for ball shells. You don't necessarily want to use cans in these, you want to use ball shells. So if you're doing a display with ball shells, you got to get the DR9s. If you're doing canisters, you want to get the DR11s. Alright, I guess going over here in the back, we've got a 24 shot, I think. Yep, that's a 24 shot angled. That is something I designed by myself. Going up to the top there, we got a nice big boy. Not going to talk a whole lot about this, but I'm sure you guys get the picture. Pretty cool. Got another big boy here. Don't need to talk too much about that one either. But it's a gold rack. I spray painted that whole thing gold, and I really like how that came out. Turned out to look really nice. And it looks really cool with the LED on here too. So then down here we've got two other angled. These are 18 shot racks. And I like the 18s because when I'm doing firework displays, I like to do I like to start down here, go down the line, all the way down, have a nice little cake effect. So that's why I like the 18s. And honestly, if I could choose, I would probably just have 18 shot racks instead of all these other ones. And then over here we've got a Roman candle rack, and this is this is so backwoods. This is something I threw together when I was in high school, so this rack is easily 6 years old. It's been with me since the beginning, since the first firework display I ever did. What I usually do is, God, I can't believe it's been that long, but what I usually do is I put Roman candles on these pegs, and then I just duct tape or zip tie. Lately I've been using a lot of zip ties, so what I would normally do is take the Roman candles and just zip tie them directly onto these pegs. And it secures them, it works. I've never had an issue with it. I know some people are going to be complaining about that, but it is what it is. And we've got an angled 12 shot rack there. Pretty cool. That's another one that I designed myself. We've got a, what is that? That's a 12 shot. I think that might be brand new. Yep, that has never been used. So that's a brand new rack right there. Gonna have to break that in on the next show. Alright, so just a little overview. We covered all this. And now we're moving on down to the beasts. And these are what I consider my largest racks for what I actually use in shows. Besides those, which are mainly for show, I just kind of threw them together. I've never actually used them. And if you don't believe me, you can look down there and see for yourself. It is legal to own these. 100% legal. And you can see I have never used them. There's no black stuff, no residue on any of these. Okay, now that we got that cleared up, those are probably the largest racks that I have. But these guys right here are what I use in consumer shows, and these are what I would consider the monsters, the powerhouses of the show. This is what I do all my finales with, and lately it's just been with this guy and this guy, but now we got a new one to add to the family. And this is the godfather of racks right here, in my book anyway. This is a 54 shot rack, and it's got such an angle on it that it actually makes the rack bigger than a pallet. Had to put 2 handles on there for extra support, because this is a 2-person job. This thing weighs like 120 pounds. And the reason it weighs so much is because we use 15-inch tubes on the angled portions, and then we use 12s in the middle. And believe it or not, that added 3 inches makes all the difference with the weight of this rack. Okay, so you're getting a lot of weight on this thing. And that doesn't even account for the base plate, which alone I would probably say weighs 10-15 pounds. You really got to secure these things, especially when you're angling them to the degree that I have. Now, I know we got a ton of comments about this rack. Some of you wanted to know the dimensions. And I'm going to tell you it's pretty simple to do on your own if you follow my 18-shot sleeve tutorial, which that picture should have been up there earlier. All you got to do is screenshot that. I'm going to put it again right here in the video. So if you screenshot that, then you'll know how to make the 18s, and therefore you will know how to do the sleeves on these racks. And then really it's just a matter of determining what kind of angle you want on your rack, and you just screw them into the side plates there. You want to use thicker board. I know you can't really tell on camera here, but that is pretty thick board, and that's also why it's so heavy. So when you're doing angles like that, you want to make sure that everything is real secure, real tough. Use wood screws, but yeah, make sure to use wood screws on those. And then these guys have also been with me from day one. This is a 54 shot rack right here, and they're all straight up, unlike that one. And you can see how much of a difference in size that makes, doing it angled versus doing it straight up. Over here we got a 36 shot rack, something I've been using from day one as well. If you go back to my displays in 2014 and 15, you'll see these racks in action, along with that Roman candle rack right there. Got a shovel back there in case I need to bury a body. All you haters out there better watch out. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. I just figured I'd show you the bulk of all the tubes and racks I've got, because lately I've been getting requests about it, and I know I've been slacking because in 2015 we made that rack video, and then I really haven't done one since. So I figured it was about that time to update you guys on my rack haul. I hope you guys enjoyed. We've got, most of this stuff is from Mortar Supply, so if you want to buy any of this stuff that you're seeing, definitely want to check them out. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, because we do videos like this all the time. And I hope you guys enjoyed. We got the Firework stash video coming soon. You guys don't even want to know. Oh, I gave you a quick sneak peek there. That's all you get to see. But you come back later and you'll see what we got under the sheets here, which, believe me, you're going to want to see it. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe.